Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, Jessica?
I'm good. How are you?
Top of the world. So, how was your last 23 hours?
It went well. Yesterday I was super productive at work,
Mhm.
and I did only that yesterday. Um, yeah, so I had an observation yes, you said all these concepts, but in the morning when I started to think for speaking, that's when many things were hitting me more hard in my subconscious, okay?
Mhm.
So it's like I had the time to internalize what you said, but the meaning making and you know the connections were happening when I spoke about it
Mhm.
in the morning. So yeah, that was the observation I had. So basically, that observation is that these morning sessions really work because all learning is unconscious and auditory digital will happen whenever we learn. But auditory digital, sometimes we may not evoke that side at all when we are not speaking. Because when we speak, there are multiple thoughts in motion. So somewhere I felt that auditory digital side was getting invoked in the mornings.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what my observation was.
Yeah, what happens like when you're consciously aware, and then when you do the speaking, you also speak to yourself at the same time. So, there are two dialogues that are happening. One is which is coming out from your mouth, another one which is consumed by your brain. So, parallelly, there are two sets of talks goes on. When you're consciously aware, when you're consciously aware that you are doing the talking, you're connecting with something, all of a sudden you get to see that certain things are connected. So what happens? You actually talk to two people at the same time. One is that you're where you're using your
Yeah.
verbal vocal way of talking. Other one is happening inside, which is the auditory digital part. You can't stop it because since you're consciously aware,
Mm.
so your conscious mind is connecting with your subconscious and evaluating everything, that whether this is right or whether this is not right, whether this is wrong or whether this is not wrong. Okay, you can observe this.
Yeah.
This is
So
exactly
that
what
was an
happens. And now,
observation, and I was able to.
absolutely. And now, when you observe, then there are three communications are going on together. Three sets of communications. One is when you're doing the talking. Second one is your internal dialogue that you're talking to yourself. And third thing, you're observing what you're talking to yourself and what you're actually putting out. It actually just happens like that. It's very good that before I said so, you are already talking about it, and that is what all about discovering the incredible you. Then imagine how incredible you are. The subconscious is doing the talking. The conscious is evaluating what you're talking. Conscious is also trying to connect with what you're talking. And now you're observing what's happening around. So you're observing that you're talking, you're observing that your conscious is talking to your subconscious, trying to connect the dots. And at the same time, you're observing. And when you're observing, you're also trying to connect the dots with your other observations. So there are three things. You remember this movie, Inception?
Yeah.
What happened in that movie?
Dream within dream. Uh, dream one, right? Dream within dream.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
will go and yeah.
So you are dreaming another dream within that dream. And that is something which you were doing when you are actually closing your eyes and going into the dream. And here what is happening that you are actually doing that with your eyes open. And because of these three things runs parallel, unless you are able to identify them, that these three activities are going in parallel together. Unless you identify them, you will get into a mode of confusion. That's what's happening. Maybe a step further, that you are curious to know what is happening now. The ultimate clarity is these three things are happening in parallel. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
See how incredible you are. How incredible this instrument is. And at the same time, this instrument is making a meaning out of all those three activities. Sometimes you may be thinking that every day we are having 60 to 70,000 thoughts. Now these 60 to 70,000 thoughts comes to you as long as you are awake. So if we assume that you are awake for say 18 hours, for example, let me assume that you are consciously awake. Only 6 hours you are actually into deep sleep, or maybe 6 hours you are actually sleeping. Or let us keep it even simple. Say 16 hours you are awake. In those 16 hours you are having, say 16 multiplied by 5. What it is 80, or 16 multiplied by 64. Say assume that we are talking 60 to 70,000 thoughts. Let us assume 64,000 thoughts are coming to you in 16 hours. So per hour, how many thoughts are coming? So 64,000 divided by 16, it comes to 4,000. 4,000 thoughts are coming to you per hour. Divided by 60. How many thoughts are coming to you per minute? Actually do the calculation. If you have a calculator, you can calculate right away. I can also do the calculation. Okay, let me share the screen and then calculate. Then it will be even more exciting.
200 by 3, 66.6, 67 thoughts.
So 67 thoughts are coming to you per minute?
Yeah.
I think it's more than that. 4,000 divided by 60. Say 4,200 divided by 6. 6 sevens are 6. Yeah, 6 sevens are 46. Say 70 thoughts on an average is coming. 70 or 700?
67 only I got.
Okay, let us do this calculation. Let me share my screen and do the calculation. Let us do it. Let us actually see what is happening. Okay, instead of observing what we are doing, let us actually see what is happening. Because right now also these three things are going on together. What you are saying, what you are actually internalizing, and what you're observing. So that's why I pick up this calculator thing. And let's add a fourth dimension to it, which is the visual representation of the screen. So let me share the screen. So here we have the calculator. So in the calculator, we have
64,000 thoughts per day.
Yeah, so 64
per 16 hours
divided by 16 hours. So that comes to 4,000. That divided by 60, sorry, that divided by 60 comes to 66 or 67 thoughts. Let us assume say 60 thoughts per second, or maybe 65 thoughts per second. 65 thoughts per minute. That is on an average per second, one thought is coming to you. And this is one of those thoughts out of the many thoughts which may come to you, and you are selecting that one. Yeah. Now imagine that what is happening. So when you are working with three things parallelly, you are actually focusing on three things parallelly, and you don't even know that you are doing that. And that is the incredible part of it. Now imagine if you can reduce these thoughts, how powerful it will be for you. Because most of these are waste thoughts. So if you reduce the waste thoughts, and then your share of good thoughts will keep on going up, because the percentage will keep on going up when the total volume goes down. And that is what you can take advantage of when you think slow, think less, and think smart. This is exactly what happens.
It so happened that one of these Tamil guys, right, I talked to, they were learning a topic that I had not learned before. So it was language patterns, and he was talking about. He said he read both Milton model, meta model, and I kept asking him, "What is the difference? How does Milton model work? How does meta model work? What happens?" Like that, I kept asking him questions. Okay. Initially, he was in a place where he was still grappling to understand both these concepts. He had just only read. So as I asked questions, he was also going through the notes and answering me. And in that, giving the answers to me, he was actually telling me that he got more clarity after the conversation.
Yes. Exactly what you were helping him is identifying these three stages of parallel communication which is happening at the same time. You actually helped him just to do that. So one, you are talking. Second, you are observing when you are talking, and third, you are observing the. Second is you're talking to yourself, which is the internal chatter, that auditory digital talk which is going on, and the third one is your observation. And now you are observing both. So these three channels of communication goes on every time you talk to somebody with conscious awareness. When you're talking, just doing the talking, then nothing is happening. It's only talking is happening. There may be a little bit of internal discussion also, internal dialogue is still going on, because that meaning making is continuously happening. Whatever you are saying, whatever the other person is saying, that meaning making is already happening. So that conversation is going on. The only conversation which is not there is the observation. That you are observing what conversation is going on, what meaning you are making out of whatever being said. Or observing the other person, observing the body language of the other person, observing your own body language. You may be feeling irritated, and that is coming out in your body language. Now you want to feel peaceful, you change your body language immediately. The technique that we discussed yesterday. So you know that when you are peaceful, what body language comes out of your body. You make yourself conversant with that, and when you're getting irritated, just evoke that body language of peace. Set yourself in that peace mode. You will be at that peace mode, and after that, it's just like using that circle of excellence in a completely new dynamic way. And the moment it is there, now you are in control of the conversation, because now you are also observing the conversation, which is not happening at the other side. And not only that, you are probably observing not only yourself, but also the other guy as well. So maybe a parallelly 4 or 5 channels of communication is going on, and you are exhibiting all those channels of communication with full throttle, full presence of mind, and complete mindfulness. It's beyond imagination that actually 5 to 6 channels of communications are happening at that point of time, only with you. Because you took control of your thoughts. When you are getting irritated, you are not getting the advantage of the other 3 channels of communication, which you can just open the moment you get into that peaceful mode. That is where this incredibleness comes. See, this is an incredible stuff. It's an incredible device. That's what the incredible you are. This morning, we just had a surface level discussion. It was just a surface level communication, right? The kind of discussion that we are having right now is the next level. The 3 levels of communication. First one is the surface, second one is the interpretation or the meaning making, and third part is the what happened. The source. The reference level. You remember?
Yeah.
3 levels of communication.
Hmm.
So as we are discussing Incredible You now, we are actually getting to the reference point. Exactly what happened or exactly how it happens. Now you have a choice. The choice is that as you discover your life purpose, as you discover your DIE, you can just quickly get in touch with your DIE during any such situation. And then you are in more control of the situation. You are actually controlling the situation without any iota of doubt that whether you're actually controlling the situation or not, because you could see that you are controlling the situation. Whether it is your subordinate or whether it is your boss, it really doesn't matter. You are in control of the communication. You are in charge. You are the captain of that conversation. In whichever direction you want to take the ship, it will go in that direction. Because now you have access to the other channels which others don't have. In fact, this access to the other channels will also give you access to if the other person is also having access to more than the top 2 channels. One is whatever he is talking about, other one what is talking to himself. These 2 are there with everybody. The third one comes from observation. And then fourth one comes observing others. And when you're observing others, you're also observing his body language, his way of talking, his eye movements. Imagine, so 4 channels of communication is already there. And the 5th channel is whatever that other person is saying. You may be able to make a meaning out of it also. But this is what exactly he means to say. You can see his perception through his projection. Because now the channel is clear. The channel is absolutely clear. Earlier, the channels were overlapping. Now these channels are not overlapping. You can see those 6 channels straight away in front of you on the same monitor. It's like 6 CCTV cameras. And you can see all of them. Your movement, his movement, your movement, her movement. What you are saying, what the other person is saying. What your internal dialogues are, what other person's internal dialogues could be. Your observation about yourself, your observation about the other person. Your observation about your own body language, which you can only visualize, you can't see, but in the other person's case, you can see his body language. You can see his eye movements. You know whether he's recalling or whether he's telling the truth. Recalling or constructive. And you can take control of it in such a way that even when you are constructing, it looks like you are recalling. And you are confident that the other person is unable to notice that. You may be using a lot of metaphors while doing in the conversation. Those metaphors may not have actually happened. But the way you are talking about it, it appears that it actually happened in your life. And you are observing that also. Can you imagine that it's a chariot that is running with 5 or 6 horses and all of them are in your control? These horses are not in their own control. They don't know, but you are controlling them. So they are moving together. They are moving in sync. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I had another thought in between. Um, who manifested this workshop? As in, like, I know you created this workshop,
Hmm.
but you were talking about manifesting. See, I want to ensure that I am able to be in your energy,
Hmm.
but not in a selfish way, like okay, others also can be there in the session and I also can be there. That is the way I will think. But how come like this one person one-on-one kind of session has started to happen, and I am surprised how that manifested.
Yeah, so you can think about it. You can go back and see.
Okay.
Only you know how you manifested it. You apply those principles of manifestation, the five that we discussed, along with the kind of conversation we are having since yesterday and today.
Hmm.
See, I shared about the three characteristics of a learner who will be ready to learn from. So probably you demonstrated all those three characteristics, and that's why you're in the program. Others may not have demonstrated all three of them or maybe one of them. That's why they are not in the program.
What are the three characteristics? Sorry.
The first one is whether what do you need?
Ah,
What you
okay.
need to learn. So if I'm offering something that you need to learn, only that will generate the interest for you to participate in the program. That's the first thing. Second thing is, do you have time to attend it? And third thing is the resource. When resource, we talk about the time, that yes, I have time for this particular slot. As an AK, I have the time, but I don't have time for the particular slot. Then it won't go, it's not going to work. You may be having 1 hour's time, but it's not in that particular slot. So though others may be participating, you are not participating because your time is not matching. So that has to be there in your resource. The energy exchange, the money has to be there in your resource. And the third thing is that you are absolutely ready. You are totally encouraged, motivated, and inspired to what going through the workshop. See, there are two ways of attending a workshop. One is just making an attendance. Yes, the workshop is going on. I'm sitting there. I'm just listening, watching, just that, not doing anything else. Even I'm not even doing the homework, nothing else. That is one way of attending a workshop. The other one is being in the workshop, that you are the workshop. You are the workshop. You are living whatever you are learning, at least for that day. So this is the third thing which makes the difference. So though you are in the workshop, this part of the resource is very, very crucial, that whether you are in the workshop or you are the workshop. Listen to this conversation, with this statement. Whether you are in the workshop or you are the workshop. If you're in the workshop, a big chunk of it is only entertainment. You're getting overwhelmed. Wow, wow, what a beautiful thought. Beautiful. Are Pinaki, kya bolte ho tum? Pinaki, you're awesome. Where do you get these ideas from? Oh my God, I've never heard about all this. This is one way of attending the workshop. This is you're in the workshop. That you are only acknowledging, appreciating whatever is coming in your way, the knowledge and the person who is delivering that knowledge. Like it's an entertainment. It's a big chunk of it is more of entertainment, or you can say edutainment. You are getting an education in an entertainment mode. You are feeling so happy, excited about the whole thing. The moment the session is over, it's gone. So that is you are in the workshop. When you are the workshop, then even the session is over, you are still there. Today I shared something very interesting. The action points of today's morning session. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
This is the difference between you are in the workshop and you are the workshop. Now I have a choice whether I will be in those actions or not. I have a choice. I discovered the action points, that this is what we discussed. We 5-6 people discussed, and based out of those discussions, these are the action points that came out. Very important. Whenever you are in any learning environment, this is what I always focus on. What are my action points? Even when I read a book, I focus on what are my action points. If I am not clear about my action points, it has no importance for me. Honestly, the importance level is zero. I'm excited about it. That does not mean that it is important for me. I'm encouraged, motivated, and inspired to do it. But if I'm not taking any action after that, then it is not for me till that moment. Because I am not that way. I'm only there. This is also where you can catch yourself. That whenever you are in any program, any training program, reading any book, or listening to any conversation, just figure out what are the action points you could discover for yourself. Even if I could find out one, that is more than enough. You don't need to take notes of. You're in the session, you're taking notes of every session, everything. And then you are not reviewing them. So there is no point. But if you can figure out only one action point, that yes, this is what something that I can do, let me do it. You do it for a few days, and then you become that way. Once you become that way, then you don't need to do it anymore. You become that. This is what we were discussing yesterday. Fake it until you make it. Fake it until you become that way. The moment you become that way, you will make it anyway. Making it all is all about converting into unconscious competence. That's what making it is all about. So basically, you need to take it to that conscious competent level. That I'm consciously competent on this right now. Till you be there, you fake it, continually fake it. The moment you are there, now you have a choice. That do you want to stay with this, or you just want to make it a part of your life. Then you practice it for some time, and it will become unconscious competence for you. When a job is done, you achieved, you made it. And now what we are talking about today is the next level. That how, even after faking it, how you can be in that way. What is the way you can achieve that? And that is where we need to focus on how we are communicating through different channels whenever we are in communication. So fundamentally, we communicate in two channels. One is the communication, that the talking that I am doing. Other one is my own self-talk, which is going on. And then I keep quiet and listen. Then you say something, so I listen. When I'm making my making. So it is just a two communication channels is open. With conscious awareness, you open a third channel. Just now you're observing both. And from there, you create an opportunity to reduce your thoughts by changing your physiology. As you change your physiology, you can take control on your psychology. As you take control on your psychology, you take control of all the hormones that are flowing through your body. You can generate any hormone that you want when you have full control on your thoughts. And naturally, you will choose all the happy ones. You will start with dopamine. Your top priority will be dopamine, followed by oxytocin, followed by endorphins, followed by serotonin. So, and that way you will be in full control. So when you are not allowing any stress hormones to flow through your body, you're in full control. Now you can open additional channels also, and it opens automatically. You don't need to make an effort to do that. So this is an incredible instrument. इसको कुछ ना कुछ करना ही है. So the subconscious tells the conscious that you have enough resource right now. Don't sit idle. So you open two more channels. Start observing the other person also. Start listening to exactly what the other person is saying. Look at his eye movements, look at his body movements, look at his facial expressions. Figure out whether he's telling a lie or he's telling the truth. Is he creating or he's just recalling? So you open two more channels. If there are three people are talking, you can open two more channels for the third person. So now you are handling 7 channels together at the same time. And for that, you need to talk less. You need to talk slow. You need to talk smart. So you should be very good at asking, chunking up, down, sideways questions. That's why I shared that list with you guys. Because it is something which I created when I was in my own NLP training. And it's a fascinating list. It's a fascinating list of chunking. I'm telling you, this is the best way you can practice chunking that I've shared with you.
Even your yesterday's video, I really loved it. Exactly, very drilled down steps to start faking it. Very, very clear video yesterday.
So even this conversation is something that you're manifesting. And when you keep on practicing it, Jessica, imagine that you are talking to 10 people together and all the communication channels are open. For each person, there are two additional channel of communications are open. And you are talking to 10 people together. It's just like switching on and switching off the channels at your own will with complete mindfulness. That's what the CEOs are paid for. Probably this is the kind of thoughts Ratan Tata and Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani may be having. They just have a meeting with their top managers, business managers in the morning, and that's it. Probably this is exactly what they do. Probably, I'm not saying that this is exactly what they do. Most likely,
Yeah.
you will notice they talk very less. They talk slow. They talk smart. जितना सोचना है उतना ही वो सोचते. Probably they don't waste their time, energy, and effort into something which is it doesn't need any attention anyway. Like as Socrates says that the 3 kinds of brain, 3 kinds of people. Weak people, they talk about people. Average minds or average people, they talk about events. And great minds, the intelligent ones, they only talk about ideas. So when you're talking about people, naturally you're thinking more. You are thinking fast. No way of thinking smart. Because you're thinking of people and there are so many people around. Your focus is on only on people. Then events are number in terms of numbers, events are less than number of people. So an average mind will talk about events. What happened in today's IPL match? How much run India score in India-Pakistan match? Who batted first? Who batted last? Who scored 50? Who scored? Who was bowled out of 0? Who took 3 wickets? That's what they do. And the smart minds, the great minds, they organize the IPL. They organize the IPL and they make money out of it. They are looking for every idea.
Yeah. So,
Incredible. So I think,
so
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So I think that's why I say that probably all these leaders like this Ambani's and Adani and Tata, probably they just think like this only. Modi, I think this is the way they think. Probably APJ Abdul Kalam used to think like this one. In fact, he had no time to talk about people, by the way, because I had 3 to 4 interactions with him.
Oh,
So,
you did?
oh
Okay.
yeah, since my journalism days,
Wow.
and then when he was a president, also then also I had an opportunity to meet him twice. And
Nice.
thankfully he could remember me. That is also a good sign for me. But he remembers me only as a journalist because he has a very good friendship with journalists. And I was in science journalist. I was not a political journalist. Naturally, I was more closer to him as far as journalists are concerned.
Mm.
Because we used to publish, I was a part team of the Know-How. Know-How is a supplement which comes with the Telegraph newspaper every Wednesday. Earlier, it used to come on Mondays or something like that. So it's a science supplement, science and IT supplement. So that was the only newspaper which had a separate science supplement, which used to come every week, once a week. So naturally, we were 4 of us in that entire team, and we were known to all the scientists in the country. All scientists, all great doctors, physicians, we were known to all of them. So that way, I was close to them. So how this ISRO was built, what happened in ISRO, what used to happen in ISRO, we used to have a lot of information from these channels, and that's how we got to know each other. And actually, later when he became president, by the time I left journalism long back. But that's why he could remember me because I was a science journalist. Anyway, so coming back, that probably this is how these great minds think. And each one of have has this incredible instrument. It's not that only they had it. Each one of have it. The only thing is, am I aware of it or not? If I'm aware of it, then do I really know how it works? So now you got to know how it works. It opens up channels of communication and it uses it as per its will. And this is only possible when you are thinking slow, thinking less, and thinking smart. Because in that case, you will also speak less, speak slow, and speak smart. And what about speaking smart? Speaking smart is all about asking questions. And what about asking questions? Asking on relevant questions. What about asking about relevant questions? Only chunking up and chunking down questions. What kind of questions they are? I've already provided you the list.
Mm.
Now imagine only these are the questions somebody has to ask. He has no choice to talk. He cannot talk more. He will only ask questions with 4W and 1H. They don't even ask question with Y. The one of the W is gone. Only 4W, 1H. Who, when, what, where, how. So start being with this incredible you. Discover this incredible you and be a part and parcel of that incredible you. It's already there with you. It's your best friend with you. If you have any doubt, remove that doubt at least for a few days and stay with that incredible you. You are incredible. You are extraordinary. Naturally, you're extraordinary because you only are aware of that you are incredible. This one simple thought makes you extraordinary. Only this extra thing that you know about yourself, which most don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So you are saying something.
I actually missed yesterday. I was thinking and going through my list of things that I discussed with you. I missed that marriage side itself.
Yeah, I
I
told you
only
there
told
were
you
four
three.
of them. Yes, that was the fourth one, probably.
Yeah. So what should I fake?
What should you fake?
What?
It's as simple as that. Whatever kind of guy that you want in your life, you fake that. You tell them, I already know some people like that. They're already around. It's only a matter for them to discover that I am fit for them. I could see that person. Exactly how he looks like, what is his skin color, what is his hairstyle, whether he keeps a beard or mustache or not, whether he wears a pair of specs or not, whether he has a car or not. If he has a car, what kind of car he has. If he is like you, loves to drive a motorcycle. I know very few girls who drive motorcycles. Very few. You are one of them. So fake it that you already got that person. And Jessica, it's possible. You can get married in 90 days. It's actually possible. You will get the right match, you will get the right person with the right attitudes, right attributes, exactly fit for you. That this guy has already been produced by nature, by Mother Earth, by universe, 20 to 30 years ago. It's only a matter of sending those vibrations so that it reaches that guy and he receives it and you get connected. All marriages happen in the same way. Whenever there's a mismatch, you will notice that this marriage is not there for a long time. So probably it matched 80%. The remaining 20% didn't match. They were also aware of it, that remaining 20% is not matching. And they're not comfortable about it. If they had been comfortable about it, even then that would work. But when they're not comfortable about it, and they still go for the marriage, thinking about other ways, other things, when romance take over practicality, so then you get married, and then you're under the same roof for 24/7, and then you can see the other side of the person, which were not visible before. And then the comparison starts. I didn't expect this, I didn't want this. Maybe somebody brushes his teeth in a certain way. He may be in a habit of making sound while brushing his teeth. Many people do that. You didn't expect that, now you see that. Oh my God, this is how he brushes his teeth. You probably have never heard him singing. Now you discover that while he's taking a shower, he's singing. And that song has nothing to do with good quality music. He is singing in his own way. Melody tak nahi hai. Now you're wondering, oh my God, whom did he get married to? एक तो इसको गाना आता नहीं, ऊपर से गा रहा है. न सुर का ध्यान है, न ताल का ध्यान है. Yeah, why I'm saying so? See, one of my friend, like he got married to a girl. He has never heard her singing, but she has a beautiful voice. उसका voice सुनोगी तो मतलब तुम्हें लगेगा यार this girl should have been in a radio station. And his expectation was that probably she also sings. Yes, she sings, but वैसे ही singing करती है. ना सुर है, ना ताल है, ना कुछ है. And when she is taking shower, she is singing. When she is doing some household chores, she is singing, and nothing to do with melody. And after some time, this guy got so pissed about it, he actually told her not to sing when in his presence. Same guy who was so happy with her melodious voice. The way she speaks, oh my God, the way she uses her tone, intonations, beautiful. So the point is that 100% मैच नहीं होगा, possible नहीं है, लेकिन if 80% also matches, your job is done. Because remaining 20% can be taken care of. But you should be aware of it. If you're aware of it, it makes things simple. Yeah. So the right match is there. It's only a time you're going to get connected. That's it. Open up the channel, one of the channels. You have access to all these channels now. With this new incredible you have access to all these channels. You just need to open those channels. Just like CCTV cameras. You just need to switch on that camera. That's it. And it will show you all the pictures from that particular zone. Most of the CCTV cameras are intuitional. They're all vibration based, frequency based, observation based. It's not always like a camera, like a fly on the wall is watching. A big chunk of it is intuition based, feeling based, vibration based, intensity based, frequency based. That's why you need to align yourself with your DIE. So जल्दी से जल्दी अपना DIE discover कर लो. जितना जल्दी करोगे उतना अच्छा है. It may change a little bit later, but create it, discover it ASAP. So that you can take advantage of all the learning that we are having. Okay. Notice that whether you're in the program or you are the program, whether you're in the workshop or you are the workshop, whether you're in the session or you are the session. Notice that. Observe yourself. If you observe that you are in it, just switch over and be that way. Be the workshop. Yeah. What else?
In general, I wanted to work on my beliefs about people. Okay. So I know that past is past. The thing, the what do you call the metaphor that you gave for past, all those things I still remember. The fact of the matter is, there are some learnings that we would have inculcated over those years also. Maybe some kind of beliefs that were formed based on those situations that I was in. So, like I think you are aware of certain patterns that I've been following for the past year, past couple of years, and also my aunt. I know that you know these stories. So, um, including if you take my parents itself, even they are not having very nice perceptions about things around. They have an internal self-talk and they expose those internal self-talks around me also. Like it's like I am still able to hear those things, even though I don't think those things by myself. All that I have moved out as I started to listen to you guys. Mostly when I'm having time, I used to watch movies. That has changed now. Whenever I find time, I watch these videos that you post. So that's where my time goes. And yes, these empowering thoughts are being fed as much as possible. but still I feel like I need to work on this belief about people. Because
Hmm.
see, one thing it is I can say is that it is affecting that coaching side. If I
Hmm.
don't have empowering beliefs about people,
Hmm.
then I will not find people to attend my workshop.
Hmm.
Secondly, there is this thought about the guy's family, the guy family's mindset, and those things
Hmm.
also. So there also somewhere the beliefs about people and their mindset, etc. Somewhere is playing a role, and the pattern on my life. So in these three areas, it's there. It's somewhere, just somewhere playing its games on me. So I want to develop that kind of a belief that people are good, they will help me or guide me like that. How do I like? Because see, distinctly I'm able to see you are there, and these people who are constantly giving me positive energy. Then there are these people who I am associated with in my area, surroundings, etc. They are constantly, somewhere to some extent giving me that negative energy. So, so it's somewhere these beliefs are fighting inside me. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
you got what I'm saying?
Okay. So basically, there are three things happening here also. You notice there are three channels. One is your belief about somebody, and then your belief about that belief, and then you're observing that belief about your belief. Three things.
Hmm.
You could see the three things distinctly.
Can you repeat?
Your belief about somebody, then
Hmm.
your belief about that belief, and your observation about that belief. Three things. Your belief about the person, your belief about that belief, and your observation about this belief.
Hmm.
Channels of communication.
Yeah.
Now ask yourself, if you have to leave for the day, if today is the day which is the most important day for you, till you go to bed tonight, if today is the most important day for you, till you go to bed tonight, what is the importance of this belief? Where does it fit in your scheme of things? Does it fit in your scheme of things?
No, belief about someone is not fitting.
Now, if it is not fitting, then there is no point focusing on this belief also.
Yeah, belief about that belief. Yeah.
There is no point observing these two also,
Yeah.
because they are creating distraction for you
Hmm.
unnecessarily.
Agree.
So with this new awareness, what do you see for yourself?
I think I should first work on these beliefs by noticing that they are absolutely ridiculous and not in any way helping. They are just distractions that I have cultivated over the
Yeah,
years.
even thinking them ridiculous is also a distraction.
Hmm.
What's important is that keeping them aside. You can keep them aside with this way that okay, if I get up tomorrow in the morning, then I will think about it. In my today's scheme of things, this thought doesn't fit anywhere. This belief doesn't fit anywhere. So let me keep it aside for today. I'll think about it tomorrow. Can you do that?
Hmm.
When tomorrow comes, you do the same thing. Then day after tomorrow comes, you do the same thing. If you do it continuous for next 7 days, what will happen? You won't see them. They are vanished. You have some more important things to look at. See, these things, they come and fill those space when you create that space for them. All these thoughts, which have nothing to do with your life, they'll come and fill those space when you don't have anything to fill that space. So when you are not proactively filling that space, you're proactively leaving that space empty. So naturally, they just come and get inside it. They're just like weeds. Now, while watering your plant, if you pick those weeds away every day, what will happen?
I should keep
After
plucking them and throwing them and ensure that the weeds itself is removed completely.
so what will happen? The tree will grow. Because then, when the ground is clear of weeds, your focus will be on the tree. After some time, the tree will grow in its own, and when it starts growing on its own, then it won't allow the weeds to come in anyway. As simple as the incredible you. Remember, this is you are an incredible human. उसका वैल्यू दो, उसको बिलीव करो, बिलीव दैट इनक्रेडिबल यू, give value to that incredible you. Imagine if, say, who is your favorite movie star?
Rajnikant.
Rajnikant. Imagine Rajnikant is right in front of you and he is there to spend 1 hour with you. What kind of thoughts you will allow to come in that conversation?
I will recollect all those movies that he has acted and I will choose the best ones that I like the most and I will talk to him about it.
What
And I
happened to this belief now? And then this belief, and then your observation about these two beliefs. What happened to
I didn't give importance to those beliefs.
them? As simple as that. To find out your Rajnikants. Your own Rajnikant is your own DI. Your own Rajnikant is your own value proposition. Your own Rajnikant is your own self belief about yourself.
So you are saying that addressing them is not necessary because when you use the weed analogy, there was some action that had to be done to remove those weeds one by one and ensure the weeds are the garden is weed free.
Yeah,
Then
naturally.
focus on the tree, right?
I'm not saying
So
so. You are saying so. You said so right now.
no, I'm saying like when I'm thinking about the metaphor that you shared, maybe I thought like okay, somewhere I should go pluck those and work on it and then throw them, or maybe just pluck and throw them, and that action should happen first before the action of completely focusing on things I want should work.
Yeah, so focus on the ones where it needs your attention. That's why I said that if Rajnikant had been here, what you would have done. Now, I didn't say anything about your observation or your belief about some people or your belief about those beliefs or your observation about these two beliefs. You didn't talk about it. You said, I will talk about his old films and all that. So you also have your own Rajnikants. You have your own DIE to die for. You have your own life purpose to live for. When you pay your attention there, your energy will go in those directions. As simple as that. Now it's your choice. Choices that thoughts that influences your choices. Observe those thoughts and just put them aside. Doable, right?
Yes.
How long you want to wait for that?
It's done. I think from now on, I'll just focus on the positives, things
Hmm.
I want to do, things I can do, and not focus on things that don't give me any value.
Yeah, as simple as that. I want to observe it, keep it for us, keep it aside. Focus on what is important for you right now. Stay focused there. You said it. I am not saying it. You just said this is what you are going to do. Now you need to put it in action. Tell the subconscious that Gyan de diya, instruction de diya, now be in action.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you. Okay. Just stay in the
Thank
vibration.
you.
Stay in this
Okay.
vibration. Don't talk to anybody. Don't involve yourself into anything for next 5 to 10 minutes. Let this vibration die down on its own. And then you get into any kind of activities. Okay, reset your mindset with all these new thoughts, new ideas, with these new observations, with this new awareness. Reset your mindset and make your day amazing in every possible way, no matter what, whatever it takes. Bye.